Today, we are going to do the most massive book unhaul. I've needed to do this for who even knows how long, but I have the hardest time getting rid of books. But this is going on 5+ years of books that I've collected that most of them I've never read, and if I have, I didn't really like them, or my genre taste has completely changed. So it's time, it's past time. So let's dive in. I'm so excited. Grab your favorite drink and a comfy blanket and let's get started. But before we dive in, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone that subscribes to my channel. I have wanted to be a part of BookTube for literal years now, and I was just so scared to do it and worried that no one would watch my videos. And for the few people that do, you guys truly mean so much to me. I'm so thankful that you're here and it makes me want to keep going. So just know that you mean so much to me, and every like, every subscribe truly makes my day. And I just love knowing that there are others like me out there that love reading clean books and are looking for recommendations and just loving to yap about all the fun things about the book world. So I just wanted to say that, and let's go ahead and dive into the video. Okay, I did have to back up a little bit to make sure that I could get me and all of my books in frame. You probably can't see it, but I have books just towered around me. That's how bad this is. So let's just dive in. The first genre we're going to start with is my romance genre. My taste has changed so much. I have been reading no spice books for a long time, but I didn't go strictly over to just clean no spice books until last year. So I have a lot of books that I bought for the cover and when I was first getting into the romance genre, and I was so naive. I did not know what I was getting into, and I've just held on to them, honestly, because I really like the covers. But it is high time to get rid of them and buy more new clean books that I don't have to worry about and I can keep and read them. So let's dive in. The first book is actually one that is pretty low spice from what I remember, and I liked it, but looking back, I would probably give it like 3 stars, and it wasn't super memorable, so that is why I'm unhauling it. And that is Dream On by Angie Hockman. This book basically is like a amnesia trope, I think. I want to say the girl's maybe a lawyer and she's in a car accident and then wakes up and apparently has this boyfriend that she didn't have before, I think. Something like that. And it was cute, it was nice. I remember, I do think it had a decent bit of language, and this is a like secular author, so I don't think that Angie Hockman specifically writes no spice, but it wasn't a ton of spice. It just wasn't really like for me. I'm really wanting to keep books in my personal library that I love to recommend that's like at least a 3.5 and above, probably a 4 to 5 star. So we're gonna unhaul this one. The next one is called A Guide to Being Just Friends by Sophie Sullivan. I've read a couple books by Sophie Sullivan, specifically when I first started getting back into reading as an adult, and this one was fine. It was 3 stars. It's a best friends to lovers trope, I think, and I think she has like a salad bar shop or something, so it was cute. It was a good time, but nothing super memorable, and aside from the cover, which is adorable, it's just not one that I would really go jump to recommend to a friend. So we're unhauling this one as well. Next, this one I'm sad to unhaul because I'm pretty sure this author writes clean fiction somewhat in the romance genre. I've heard really good things about her as an author, but I've just not wanted to pick this book up, and I haven't heard anyone talk about it or convince me to read it, and it has been on my shelf now for probably 4 years, so I'm just gonna unhaul it. And that is The Austin Escape by Catherine Ray. This one, I have a few books from her, and I can't remember what it was called. It was the something bookshop. I'll maybe try to find a picture of it and put it on the screen. And it was a fun time, but it was more literary fiction-y, and it was just a teeny bit slow for my taste. And I think I've heard that about this one as well. And if I haven't read it in 4 years, I'm not going to read it. It's been sitting on my TBR cart for literally so long. So we're unhauling it. Convince me if I should keep it in the comments, but otherwise it's gonna go on Fango. The next one I got at like a bargain shop for like a few dollars, and I found out afterwards that it has spice and it just wasn't very interesting to me to begin with. So that is Evie Drake Starts Over by Linda Holmes. Like I said, I haven't really heard a ton of people talk about it, and I've kind of heard meh things. So I think I started it and it had a good bit of language, and I just wasn't really feeling it. So I don't know if there's anything else to mention about this. It does sound good because it's a sleepy seaside town in Maine, which sounds heavenly to me. I think this is actually a sports romance, maybe. I think there's a baseball player, and then I think maybe her husband passed. So, I mean, it says reads with Jen on the front, like a book club sticker. So, I think it's reasonably well known. It wasn't really for me. Okay, now we're gonna get into some popular book talk books that I bought or got from a free little library kind of impulsively, and I'm not gonna read them. The first one is Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I think this is maybe like a murder mystery romance, which sounded really cool. This one is really circulating, I think, last year, and a few really popular book talkers and booktubers were talking about it, and so I found it in a free little library and thought I would just try it. But it's just not something that I'm really interested in reading. I think I just impulsively was like, ooh, I'll grab it. And it's been sitting on my bookshelf for months and I'm not interested in it really. So, yeah, just a little bit quirky and not really something I'm interested in. Okay, for those of you who were in the spicy book talk world and then transferred, or you still are in the spicy book talk world, then you will know the author B.K. Borison and her book Love Life Farms. This book was also one of the first books that I read right after getting back into the book world, and I knew nothing. I was so naive. While this book was adorable, like I would totally reread this book if not for the intense spice. Like I just remember there were so many chapters that I was like, oh, I have to skip this. It just was not good for me. So I'm unhauling this. I still have it because I'm trying to sell it on Pango Books, but if I don't end up selling it there, I'm just gonna throw it out. But I just, if somebody else wants it, I'll sell it. But anyway, was not for me either. The next one, another popular book talk book, is A Brush with Love by Maisie Eddings. This one was an impulse buy. Again, had no idea what I was getting into. It's a dentist love story, I think. And I thought this was so cute, and I was like, ooh, little dentist romance. I started it, and it was so spicy, even from the beginning. I could tell where it was going, and then I looked up some reviews, and people said it's very spicy. So I think Maisie Eddings is more of a spicy author. So again, we're gonna unhaul this one. Okay, this one I enjoyed the story of, I really did, but I won't reread it because of the spice in it. That's the only reason I won't reread it. So that is why we're unhauling it. And that's Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I know, I really would have loved, I enjoy her summer romances, but at least the ones that I've read, I've only read, I think, two of them. But they're just spicy. They're not crazy amounts of spice, but there are a few scenes and mentions where I'm just like, I no longer feel comfortable reading that like I would have a few years ago. So it's hard. This is where it's hard, but it's like I want to stand by my convictions, and this is gonna go. Once again, another spicy romance read, Savor It by Tara DeWitt. I'm pretty sure, is pretty known for her spicier reads, kind of like Allie Hazelwood vibes. I have not read this one. I found it, I think, in a free little library, and grabbed it and then didn't know a ton about it, then researched it, found out it was spicy. So I will not be reading this one. Beautiful cover, beautiful colors, but she is pretty well known for writing spicier books, I think, and I'm not really gonna read it. I think this one is a chef romance, and then I think the girl owns a farm or something. That's really all I know about it. The next one is Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. This one, I love Lynn Painter. I love her YA books specifically. I haven't really read her adult books. Also found this one in a free little library, I think, and it looked really cute, but then I also heard some meh reviews, and after it came out and the new release phase was over, nobody was really talking about it, and then I heard that it is open door and that there's some spice in it. So this one was more of a, I think it would be cute. I could probably skip over the spice, but I'm just trying to be more particular about what I buy and what I keep. But this one is, I think, about a wedding crasher, or maybe two wedding crashers that meet at a wedding that they're both crashing, and maybe love ensues, I'm assuming. But yeah, we're gonna haul this one. We are almost through, guys. We have two more in the romance section. The next one is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I was never a Colleen Hoover girl. I found out about her immediately when I got back into reading a few years ago, and I heard mixed things. I heard a lot of the booktubers that I was watching say Colleen Hoover is amazing, she's why I love reading, oh, this book will just pull at your heartstrings, you need to read it. And then I tried reading some of them and I'm like, this is, number one, like really triggering in some ways, and two, like disgustingly spicy sometimes. And so, like, don't get me started on Verity. Oh my gosh. Recommended that book to my mom before I had read it and then found out about it. So, maybe learn from me and review a book before you recommend it to your mom. But yeah, Colin Hoover's not for me. Just too intense, triggering, and just not for me. This one follows a girl and her kind of traumatic marriage with this other man and what ensues from that. So we're unhauling this one as well. Okay, guys, last one in the romance section, we are unhauling Lulu's Cafe by T.I. Lowe. This one is actually a clean romance, and I think it might even be a Christian romance. Oshina actually recommended this book in one of her videos, so I picked it up, and it's adorable. It's a cute little paperback, and I was tempted to keep this one, but I've had it for over a year, and I've just never really been convinced to pick it up. I think it follows a girl who has a violent past, and she, I think, is looking for like a safe haven and arrives in this small town, and maybe there's like a cafe that she ends up working at, and it kind of becomes her safe haven and found family and all of that. So it sounds good, but I haven't picked it up yet, and I don't think I will. So we're gonna unhaul this one unless I'm convinced otherwise. Okay, friends, let me get a drink break and then we will move on to our next genre. Okay, let's talk about our next genre, which is fantasy slash cozy fantasy. I think I had a little bit of an obsession with mass market paperbacks last year because I got Redwall by Brian Jacques, maybe is how you say it. My husband grew up watching this show. Apparently there's an old show, and we started watching it together last year. It was really cute. It's like old, like maybe from the 70s or 80s, maybe later than that, but it's pretty old. And it's about this little mouse who, I think his parents died when he was little. He's taken in by this like convent place called Redwall, and basically they're this like almost like a night convent where they protect their surrounding territories or something. And there's this villain who's like this rat, and he's trying to defeat the main mouse in the story, and so they're like fighting against each other. And it was a good show from the episodes that I watched, but this is extremely dense, and I think I got the gist of what I needed to get from the show, and I'm not gonna read this, to be completely honest. So this one's gonna be unhauled. Guys, the next one, I'm really torn, and I might actually not unhaul it because it has the most beautiful cover, and I want to continue the series. I think I will, but I only have the first book, and they're extremely hard to find. I'm going to stop yapping and just show you the book. It's Once Upon an Apple by Gabrielle Landy. It's beautiful, you guys. Look at that cover. It's like this soft, like suede material maybe. And I just love it. It is a cozy fantasy of Snow White retelling. And I enjoyed it. It was super simple, like very slow story, but I really enjoyed it. And there's other books too, and the covers are just as beautiful. There's one for Belle. I think there's maybe one for Sleeping Beauty. There's one for Cinderella that recently came out, and I just really want to finish them. But the only reason that I'm not is because I found this on Pango for a really good deal, and I can't find any of the other ones on Pango without them being an outrageous price for some reason. And I think it's because they're very indie books, and on Amazon they're expensive and I can't find the exact same editions. So all that said, I might unhaul this. I don't know. I'm on the fence. If you've read it or you know where I can find these for a reasonable price, please tell me because I love these. I want to have the whole series and not have to spend a fortune on them to have them. The next book is also sad to get rid of, but I'm trying to crack down on myself because I want to keep books that I love and not books that I feel mad about. So the next book is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow. This book really is kind of pitched as a, if you loved Harry Potter growing up, then you'll be obsessed with this series. It is a middle grade series, and I really did enjoy this. I think there's a bunch more books in the series, at least I think 2 books, but I think there's a lot. And I don't have the other books. I haven't read them, and I feel like if I read them, I wouldn't really care to own them. I'd probably just read them and on Kindle or the library. And I don't know, maybe it's because they're middle grade, but middle grade just doesn't appeal to me as much anymore, which makes sense. I mean, I'm an adult, but I I don't know. I really enjoyed this, and so I'm sad to get rid of it, and it's in great condition. But I really think someone else will enjoy it more, and I don't like having one book in the middle of the series. I would rather collect all of the books in the series. So we are unhauling this. The next book, another popular book talk book, and y'all, I'm so sad that this world I can't get into it, but you know, it's where my convictions, I draw the line where my convictions are at, and that is A Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR series by Sarah J. Maas. I had gotten like probably halfway through this series multiple times. Sorry, halfway through this book multiple times, and yes, there is spice, but this book honestly didn't have as much spice in it to me. It's more of the fact that I know that there is so much spice as you go on into the series, and so I keep stopping because I'm like, why do I want to continue this series that I know is spicy? And I've just been torn because I'm really interested in the world. I love Faye. I love the setup for this, but I just feel like if I know the series is going to have a ton of spice in it, then why am I going to openly walk into that when I know it's my convictions to try to not read spice? So that's where we're at on this book. If you have some other way of, hey, like these are the exact chapters you can skip and not have to read any spice, then I would be open to that. But even still, I think I will read them on my Kindle. I don't want to collect all of these until I figure out if that's an option. So we're unhauling this book. Yeah, that's all that needs to be said. The next book I love the idea of is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. I read the first book, Legends and Lattes, and I really enjoyed it. It was very cozy and comfy, and I really liked it. I actually don't know anything about this one. I know in the first one, I think it's about this orc or some kind of like creature that she starts a coffee shop because she's like tired of the world that she's been in and like the intense fighting or whatever, and so she starts a coffee shop and like it's all about her like hiring people for her coffee shop, and it's just super cozy. It almost feels like playing a cozy game but in book form, and I really enjoyed it. With this one though, I haven't heard much about it, and I just don't know if I would actually read it, like, and if I do, I'll read it on my Kindle. It's just not one that I've had it. I think I got this from a free little library as well, and I've had it for a long time and haven't picked it up. So it's just one of those, again, that I'm trying to be more particular about, and there are so many books that I have on my TBR that I want to read, and this just isn't top of the list. The next book, I hope someone buys this and loves it. It's Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kuzniar. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. This one is a cozy retelling of the Nutcracker, and I might still keep this one a little bit longer to read it, but I've had it for I think 3 years now, ever since it came out as a new release, and I haven't finished it. I've started it a couple times and then just didn't pick it up, and I think I just haven't been in the right mood for it because this is up my alley. Like, it's cozy fantasy, it's the Nutcracker retelling, like I love that. So I'm really honestly not sure why I haven't picked this one up, but I haven't yet. And it's not anytime near the winter time, which is when I feel like you should read it. And I just think somebody else would love this book. So I think I'm gonna rehome it and maybe pick it up on my Kindle. We are moving right along, friends. Hang in there. We've got like 2 or 3 more genres to go through, but the books in them are way less. So let's dive into our dystopian slash slash nothing. This is just dystopian. First book in this genre is Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. I want to love this series. I do. But I read the first book a few years ago and I liked it, but dystopian just hasn't. I used to be obsessed with dystopian. I love Divergent still. I enjoy Hunger Games, but Maze Runner wasn't for me. I don't know, I slowly tapered out of it and it just hasn't really been my thing in a while. And this series just feels intimidating to me because there's so many books. And in a way, I'll be honest, don't come for me, but this is a little Wattpad-y. And I think I just am struggling to like care enough because my genre taste has changed and I think I want to read something a little bit higher level nowadays. And so I know that sounds so snobbish to say, I just don't think I want to own these books, at least not now. Again, I know I'm saying this about literally every book, but I think I'm going to try to get these on my Kindle or from the library if I ever think about it and maybe read them again. I know they had a resurgence a few years ago and everybody was talking about them and I really want to be in that group of people, but I just haven't like gravitated toward them. So we're unhauling it. I only have book 1, so unhauling Shatter Me. Oh, sorry, I'm not telling you about any of these books. There's a girl who is in a dystopian end of the world time and she has been like in jail because she has a fatal touch. So she touches someone, they die. She thinks she's a monster and she ends up getting like taken and saved from this jail she's in by this like rebellion group of people who are trying to rebel against the government who's keeping her in jail and rebel against them and defeat them, you know, typical dystopian plot. And there's a romance, things aren't what they seem. I think it's a good story. I'm interested, but just not interested enough to buy the whole series right now. Next, don't hate me, let me explain. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I only have book 1. Let me just say that I only have book 1 and it's tattered and torn and worn out. And have you seen the new edition covers? Have you seen them? Okay, I want them. I need them. So I'm rehoming this and I am petitioning for my husband to get them for me for my birthday because it's coming up in a few months. And if you're watching this, Micah, please give me those books because I don't want this tattered and torn old version. That's the only reason I'm getting rid of this, so do not come for me, and that's enough said on that. I'm not going to explain the Hunger Games because you've literally been living under a rock if you don't know what it is. The next one is The Mysterious Benedict Society. This one's technically like middle grade / YA, and I don't even think it's really dystopian. I don't even know what category you'd put it in, but basically it's about this group of kids who are like peculiar. They have these different talents and abilities, and this guy is trying to put together a list or a team of kids to go in this undercover spy project, and they don't know what it is, and so they all have to take this test to pass, and then they go on this adventure together with this mysterious leader. I know that sounds very vague, but basically like gifted child goes on adventure, found family, mysterious vibes, if that makes any sense. I really enjoyed this. I read it when I was like 14 and I've just had it. My sister read it before me, so it's been passed down. I enjoyed it. There's other books in the series, but I just didn't enjoy it enough to go out and buy the other books. And again, first book in the series, I just want someone else to have it that wants the whole series and it won't take up space on my bookshelf. The next book is also Don't Come For Me, The Giver by Lois Lowry. I went through a phase in high school where I was obsessed with this book and the rest of the books in the series because there's more. A lot of people don't know, but after The Giver, there is Gathering Blue and the something Sun. I can't remember what it's called, but there are other books, and this series is really good. I don't think enough people talk about this series. I really enjoyed it. It is dystopian. The reason I'm getting rid of this though is because I don't have the other books once again, and I enjoyed it, but same story. Love them, but I don't really care about having them on my shelf. Also, let's be honest, the cover is kind of giving like old classic, but not in a good way. And so it's just not like something I really care to have on my shelf. So rehoming this one, but this one is about a boy named Jonas who lives in this idyllic, very perfected society in like years from now the world has ended and it's kind of been like rehomed. And so when you reach the age of 12, you get your life assignment, and he's given the role of the giver, which nobody really knows what it is other than someone that I think holds memory, and he's the only one in his world that has all the memories from the past. And so it's very, very interesting. Things aren't what they seem, and I would recommend this book. I really would, and the other books in the series. But I'm gonna give this one a new home just because I don't really want to hold all of them. Okay, that is all of my dystopian books. Let's go ahead and do my YA genre. This is just kind of a hodgepodge list of YA books that I've had on my shelf. The first one is The Selection by Kira Cass. I read all these books. I was one of those girls, read all these books. I enjoyed them, but I only have the first book, and I love these covers. So to be honest, I might try to just go ahead and get rid of this one and then buy the box set, because I really love these covers, and they're ones that I would want to keep on my shelf just to show, and they're also so nostalgic and like quintessential YA book talk books. So I really enjoyed these, and I'm probably gonna go get the box set, but I'm gonna get rid of this one because I don't want one singular selection book. But this one follows a girl who, again, kind of dystopian world. She gets selected to be part of basically the Bachelor vibes, where the prince of this world is needing to select a wife, and so she competes to do that. But also there's a lot of like political intrigue and people who aren't who they say they are, and mean girl drama too with all the girls in the group. So it's a jolly good time, quite fun, clean. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one and maybe get the box set. The next one is Time of Our Lives by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. I think I said that right. This one's a college romance. I think two people, the guy and the girl, are both going to attend college, and they're going on this college tour, and they meet each other at the college tour and end up falling in love. So very simple plot line. I think I got this one from like Second and Charles for a few dollars and never read it, and I've had it for like years. And so I just don't think I'm going to. I haven't heard a ton about it, and the Goodreads reviews are kind of mid. So this one's just kind of a basic. I don't think I'm going to read it, and I don't really care to have it on my shelf. The next one is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I've specifically heard Abigail from Abigail's Cup of Tea say she loves Morgan Matson, and she's a throwback, like, to early 2000s author, I think. And like this cover is so 2000s, it's hilarious. And I don't think I'm gonna read it. Like, I think that 12-year-old me would have loved this book, but it just, other than the nostalgia of going back to that, I don't really think I would enjoy it, and I feel like I'd probably feel meh about it when I finished it. So I think this would be really good for maybe a teen or like preteen to read. I don't know much about it other than I'm assuming it's clean because it's YA, or at least no spice. And I think it's about a girl's like experience over her summer break or something, but I'm not positive. So that's this book. We're gonna give it a new home. And then along the similar vein, Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith. This one's very much also like 2000s vibe throwback. I think this girl like wins the lottery or something, maybe? I think it's family dynamic vibes, high school drama vibes. There's a romance. Stephanie Perkins, Morgan Matson, and Jenny Han blurbed it, which Jenny Han, I love Jenny Han. That's probably why I bought this, because I saw she blurbed it. So YA vibes, but I just like don't think it's really my cup of tea anymore. You guys, we've made it to the last genre, and good news, there are only 2 books in this genre, okay? We're almost there. If you've watched this far, thank you, because I know this has been a lot and probably kind of boring. But the last 2 books are in the genre of just general fiction, I guess you could say. The first one's The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. This book, the entire time I was reading it, I was having the best time. I was like, this is so wholesome, so good, so sweet. I got to the end and I was so mad. I won't tell you why, but I'll just say that the ending made me so mad and I was sobbing. And I was just like, why would you do that to us? Like, Gabrielle Zevin, why would you do that to us? So, yeah, it was one of those books where I really thought I liked it. And then upon sitting on it, I realized that I actually didn't like it because the ending, literally the ending changed everything about this book for me. So it's wholesome and it's sweet, but the ending will get you and it's emotional. So that's all I will say. The last book, you guys, in this video is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Popular book talk book everywhere. Everybody's read it, I feel like. I bought this because it was a popular book talk book and I didn't know what it was about other than that everyone read it and you either love it or you hate it. And so I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. Well, someone spoiled the ending for me, and then the ending, if you know, you know, I found out what happened and I was no longer interested in reading the book. So if you know what I'm talking about, then you'll understand. If not, I would say this book is not for everybody. I'll just say that. So I like Taylor Jenkins Reid. I loved One True Loves. That was such a good book, and the movie was really good. So I think some of her books are for me, but this one, I just don't think it was my vibe. So we're unhauling this one. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of the video, you guys. I really needed to do this. This desperately needed to be done, and it made it easier for me to do this and rationalize my thinking through it, having it on video. So this was great. Comment down below if there's any books that I mentioned that you really think I should keep. Please convince me to keep them and tell me why. Otherwise, these are going to be listed on Pango. You can find my shop, I think it's at caroline.dalton03. If you're interested in buying any of these books from me, I'll also list them on Facebook Marketplace and probably just put some in the free little libraries around me. But yeah, hopefully I will have a book haul video soon after selling all of these books, and I'll show you all the new fun, clean, no spice books that I will be hopefully buying soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly had so much fun. Click subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and don't forget to like this video. I always love hearing from you guys and would love to chat with you down in the comments. So I think that's all for now, and I'll see you guys in the next video very soon. Bye!